You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
We have a brand new soap today from Summer Break Soaps.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about the Ollyworks razor now that we've used it a little more.
Y'all, I tried the one plate, the mild plate, and I'm going to make a proclamation. It's a little too mild. I get it. For the beginning shaver, you want something super safe, but I think it's important, if you don't want to feel the blade, that you at least feel where it's scraping, where the actual work is being done, so you can judge your angle and other things. And with the one, it is just a little too mild for me. They start with the 2-plate loaded in, the medium plate, and I think that is the best place to start. What do you think of this little beauty?
So I've been kind of going back and forth with this one and the Page, and I think I lean towards grabbing the Page first. It's just a little easier for me, but I am curious to try the mild plate on this one and see if that helps maybe me find a little more that I like about it.
And I will be back to talk about plate number 3, the most aggressive, when I have a few days growth and I get brave enough. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is a brand new release from Summer Break Soaps called Steady.
Well, let's meet it. So y'all, when we found out that Summer Break Soaps, one of our favorite artisans in the whole game, was releasing a new scent for 2025, we reached out and asked if we could buy it a little bit early and maybe help out with the release day episode. And Kyle said yes, absolutely, because this soap has a special meaning and a special campaign associated with it. And he even offered to come to the barbershop to help explain it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kyle from Summer Break Soaps.
Hi guys, Kyle from Summer Break Soaps here. I figured I'd give just a real quick explanation of the Shave Against Suicide, which is an event that takes place every September 12th on Reddit. The goal of the Shave Against Suicide is to raise mental health awareness, and it does so by choosing a soap every year, and every person that shaves with that soap and posts about it on that day generates a donation towards the JED Foundation, which is an incredible charity that works for mental health needs. This year, I was lucky enough to work with the organizers of the event to design Steady specifically for this. Steady, you might be wondering where the word comes from, is my own personal mantra, something that I use to try to remind myself how to get through those hard times. And much like the label, I even have it tattooed on my arm, although the one on my arm isn't quite as awesome as the one on the label. An important thing with that word is that steady really helps me recognize when maybe I'm unsteady. And that's a good sign that I need to take care of myself. And oftentimes the best way to take care of yourself is to look to those around you for help and support. Always find those people. It's super important. So with that, thanks guys.
Thank you, my friend, and thank you for being a part of this extra special campaign from the sales page at summerbreaksoaps.com. Steady isn't just a word. It's the anchor of my life and career. It's my personal mantra, a constant striving to be an unfaltering, stabilizing presence for my family, my students, and everyone I encounter. Yet, steady holds another vital meaning. It's the signal to recognize when I become unsteady, when I'm overwhelmed, agitated, or neglecting my own well-being. It's a powerful call to seek support and prioritize my mental health, ensuring I can truly be present for others. This core principle is so essential to me that it's permanently etched onto my right forearm. The opportunity to create a soap for this cause immediately brought Steady to mind. Its message of self-care and mutual support feels incredibly relevant in today's world.
The Steady scent journey begins with Peach. Peaches like us are inherently vulnerable and easily bruised, a reminder of how fragile our pride, relationships, and health can be. But surrounded by a strong foundation, those vulnerabilities are mitigated. This led me to build the scent with cedar and black pepper as crucial supporting elements to the peach. From these 3 core notes, the fragrance expands with apricot, amber, and neroli. The final result is a beautiful scent that opens with the soft sweetness of peach, then gracefully transitions into a comforting blend of spicy and woody notes, embodying the strength found in support.
And thank you for letting us support you in this cause. Let's open the box. So Kyle let us buy this early, and we got scared because Sarah's mom said the postman dropped it off in the front yard, and I can't find it. I've looked twice.
I had to do investigative research and check the camera, and it turns out that they threw it into the bushes, so we went diving.
Now, I have seen the label, but not in person yet. All right, here we go. Oh, there's a couple extra little things.
What is
in
in
here?
here?
Let's see. We got
Hey.
a note from Kyle. Hey, buddy. Thank you again for taking the time to review this one, Kyle. Of course, my
it's
friend.
our pleasure.
All right, y'all. If you are familiar with cannonball or rope swing, you know that the labels on the summer break soaps are extraordinary. They work with a graphic artist.
Ooh, it's a shiny one. Look at that.
That is that gorgeous.
Well, you can see the peaches in the back, too.
I love it.
Okay, man, if your tattoo looks like that, I feel like you'd want to have no sleeves all the time.
Jerry Plessy, can you please put this somewhere on me? And these scent notes sound like absolute fire. Well, y'all come along with us for this first impression. You know, I see Peach and Neroli in here. I think I'm...
Really? I was going to make you go first.
No, I'm going to ask you some questions. All right, take it in, see what you get.
We waited a long time for another summer break soaps, and knowing it has this whole thing connected to it makes it even cooler to open now.
They are one of the only artisans to make an homage to the cologne I wore growing up, La Mail. It's in their Prom King. Beautiful.
I'm sure we're going to start with peaches, but with that list of all the other things, we could be going anywhere, my friend.
Who knows? Y'all, the only thing we know about this world is we never know what to expect. So here we go. Take it in, see what you get.
Okay, I have to say this is peach like we've never smelled it before.
Yeah? What do you
I
got?
don't know how to explain how that's happening, but it's kind of blowing my mind. Most of the time when we have peach, usually in a scent, something's happened to it. It's either been cooked or kind of blended to be more of a darker caramely thing. Like there's other things in there that are way more gourmandy. The peach here almost comes off as a lighter side. Like I literally feel like I'm holding, and I can see the little fuzziness on the skin still. Like sometimes peach can be bossy in the scent, and here it's super gentle and inviting. It doesn't make me want to take a bite of it right away. Like I want to admire it somehow.
Oh.
Like I don't know. I feel like this peach is a little more like we are supposed to step back and just enjoy the scent and how it, all the colors somehow. Versus usually my nose wants to dive in right past the peach and see what else is in there. This one I want to take my time. So I don't even think it's just because I've read the sales page, but somehow the scent itself is bringing that steadying kind of feel with it.
There you go.
So cool. I thought it was like a peach flower, if that could be a thing, but I think it's just the neroli jumping in right at the end.
The orange
and
with
it's
the
taking
peach.
in
Right.
and turning it into that. So I almost feel like I got like a whiff of the wind going past a peach tree or something. Like there's other stuff going on. It is definitely peach forward. A whole different side of the peach than we have in most of our other peach scents.
Nice.
The peach blends super well with the woodsy sides that are there, and they are the lighter, more sandalwoods kind of a texture. Maybe it's a cedar or something, but it is light. I feel like my mind is not chaotic. Somehow it's just that calm time in the morning or something is coming through with this scent. The pepper and the spice in here are used different because I think a lot of the times with peach, it goes more like cinnamony or sweet spices.
Right.
This doesn't. It kind of has that crispness to it that's really helping keep it in that kind of, like it's not a base note to me. It's kind of helping it give it like a little effervescence or like a brightness at the top of this scent, which is very cool. It's a very nice scent intensity. I think I was expecting it to be a little more like peach in your face, but I actually like where this is. It's just almost like a gentle hug on your shoulder. Like he was even saying at the end, like make sure you lean on your community and stuff. Like, and I almost feel like it is just that little gentle tap to remind you like you have people in your world. It's not an over the top kind of scent. It's just helping you follow the whiff in a nice steadying breath. I think what's blowing my mind the most is that these are actually like, I picture the full fruits in here. I don't think they've been candied or baked or dried or something's happened to them. I literally feel like we just pulled them off the tree. I don't know how that's coming through, but the way that I'm taking a whiff, that's the only version my brain can see these. All right, I feel like you need to get your nose in here and see what other brilliance is going on.
All right, here we go. Taking it in. Shaking it. Steady, steady, steady. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh.
See? What you thought you had in your mind.
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, there is generally a super high, bright floral part of what's in a peach. It's part of its defining characteristic. That's been completely shaved off. here, and it's on the more masculine, dapper side. It is almost approaching a fruit leather sort of a scent to me at the beginning. Oh, y'all, hold on. This is accord forward. There is nothing in this blend for me that's jumping out as the star. Even the peach, I have to find it in the balance. And those woods and spices that are jumping out and being just as intense as the peach on your first whiff are giving it this enormous hug so that it's sitting on this bed of woody spices. And you can't smell where one starts and the other stops. Wow. And it's dark in this room, and this room is loaded with mahogany. I am not saying it's Ron Burgundy's apartment, but I'm not saying it's not. Okay, if you're thinking there's going to be a sweetness in here that's like a jasmine or something like that, it is the opposite and inverse. It's being done with kind of a fruity sense, but there is nothing high, sweet, or floral or white about this for me. It starts in a deep, rich, orangey yellow.
I don't know how it could be a gourmand without being an in-your-face gourmand. Like, this is the whole other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, I don't get gourmand at all. Mm-mm. That's funny. This is closer to an aftershave than a snack.
Right.
And y'all, this has the charm of my favorite 50s, 60s, 70s sort of aftershaves. But the difference here is when I smell those aftershaves, Aqua Velva, do you know what's in Aqua Velva? You don't. We don't care what's in Old Spice. We just know that smells like Old Spice. This has a place among those names, but the difference is when I smell this blend, I can tell what's in it. I can find the cedar. I can find the pepper. I can find the peach. But they've come together to build this accord in the middle that is just as charming. And that's why I'm kind of surprised. Usually with something like this with 6 or 7 notes, you don't get that amazing complexity in the accord that you get from those iconic aftershaves. But there is something special about how these are coming together. And even giving it the sense of a subtle soapiness, which I think what pulls against the need for this to be gourmand.
Yes.
It's allowing itself to have a clean sense to it that you wouldn't want to put in your mouth. Whoa. And it doesn't go feminine. It doesn't climb the top to any of those sort of florals or musks or anything like that that would help give this a feminine edge. No. However, this is beautiful in a way that I think if a lady walked by you, you would just think, wow, that is an interesting, spicy scent. I might like to get to know her. If you know an azalea, it's like that's where the sweet caps out in this. It doesn't go like rose, lemon, any of those. Nothing creamy. It's spicy underneath, but in an herby, grassy
lighter
sort
spices.
Of way, like a woody sort of way. And I even think this might be cousins with Summer Cabin from McDuff's if you need a lane to find this in. And y'all, when I walk out the back door of her cabin up in Red Bluff, so far off the grid, it's an hour of off-roading to get there, and I just take in those beautiful grasses and herbs that are growing all around the cabin. This is that sense I get, plus a little wisp of Mom's fruit salad from the kitchen.
There's a freshness to this.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Like I can see the real fruits on the counter or something. They're brand new.
And I think the only reason I was getting the sense of a fruit leather in here wasn't because it goes dry or spicy like fruit leather. It's just because it's the lack of the sweet that I was expecting. Y'all, let's have a grown-up conversation. I am used to Immortal Peach from PAA. This is the opposite of that. That Immortal Peach is incredibly floral. That Immortal Peach crawls right up your nose and sits on your shoulder as a big, giant, sweaty Georgia peach all day. This is very, very different. This is the heart of the peach. This is the part of it that is tart without being gourmandy. This is the part of it that has a different kind of syrupy charm to it.
Like, it doesn't have to show off.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
Like, it's just being itself. I scent-wise, that's where I'd put it.
And then that is up against some rather dry grasses. I love how not sweet the herbs and grasses are, because they help pull a little bit more sweet away from the peach to help it have the spotlight a little better.
I literally feel like I'm getting a nice summer breeze that's carrying all these scents, and they're blended so well, I really don't even want to pull them apart.
So y'all, if you'll hold steady along with us, we're going to show you a Summer Break Soaps lather, and look at these scent notes. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at summerbreaksoaps.com.
The steady scent journey begins with peach. Peaches like us are inherently vulnerable and easily bruised. A reminder of how fragile our pride, relationships, and health can be.
I adore that. This might be my favorite sentence in the entire wet shaving world so far. What a perfect analogy. Peaches like us are inherently vulnerable and easily bruised. And a lot of times, I think part of the key to living this life is we're not aware when we bruise someone else. It's our job to be aware of when they get bruised. And if it is our fault, and even if it's not, do your best to fix it. And going on, surrounded by a strong foundation, these vulnerabilities are mitigated. This led me to build the scent with cedar and black pepper as crucial supporting elements to the peach. Who would have thought that peach and cedar would go so well together, except it kind of makes me think of those peach crates that my grandfather would actually harvest the fruit in here in California. Beautiful.
But it's funny because even inside the peach, you have that little seed pit thing in there.
Yeah.
And to me,
true.
that almost has like a woody kind of sweet smell with it.
Right. Black pepper, an effervescent on its own. Y'all, if you cook with black pepper, heat your pan dry, crack your pepper into it, let it toast.
Smells good.
Smell it.
From these 3 core notes, the fragrance expands with, apricot, amber, and neroli.
That's what I was missing. That's that secret little thing in the middle of that that's beautiful and sweet and almost vanilla-ish, and giving those woods a way to bind with the peach and the neroli is the amber. That's beautiful. A beautiful golden hue to this.
Now I can tell the difference that there is apricot separate of the peach, but I think they're almost balancing out in a little more tame way, where sometimes on their own, they can be a little louder.
That's the one I couldn't find. Y'all, that amber is rather strong in here. I'm embarrassed that I missed it, but I love what it's doing. It's stronger than the neroli. I think it's even a little stronger than the apricot. And I love how it's offsetting the peach.
But that adds a little bit of the spice, and what you're
Yes.
saying, almost the leathery side, I bet you is coming from the amber.
Right. The final result is a beautiful scent that opens with soft sweetness and gracefully transitions into a comforting blend of spicy and woody notes, embodying the strength found in support. And if you want to feel supported, you might want to build a Summer Break Soaps lather, because y'all, this is one of the best in the business. I'm just going to use a little almond size amount of soap there on my bougie stick. And I thought this bowl from Haley's Artisan was a fun bowl for a summer peach. It is my Saturday morning sprinkles bowl. And if you have this, y'all, keep the soap out of those honeycomb divots on the side and just push it into the big old ridges on the bottom of this bowl, because the brush knows how to get the soap out of that a little better. A little baptism, a little vertical bloom of the soap. And y'all, I'm just going to grab my dry, I know, tell Craig at Opus brush, but he's the one that gave us this method, my dry Paul Trotter Sea Glass brush. Isn't that beautiful? So y'all, I'm just going to take this dry badger brush to the soap. A little bit of that water from the bottom is going to get on the bristles, and I'm just going to start loading onto my brush. I'm going to go clockwise, counterclockwise, and then every few turns I'm going to spin the brush. Super important for a brush like this. This is the T1 Manchurian knot. I had only had some cheaper synthetic brushes when I first got this one, and y'all, I had no idea that bristles could even be that tightly packed on a brush. It's amazing. It almost felt like a sponge before I got it broken in. You kind of let the soap decide how much water it needs. I start with less than I know it'll need, and I load it onto the bristles, and then I let it tell me when it's full.
Sometimes the knot plays a part in that too, I've noticed.
Yes. My synthetics almost seem to build the lather on their own, but I can do more with a natural fiber brush if I take my time. Oh, super grassy and herby senses are coming off of this. I'm getting way more cabin and even less peach, and I love that, y'all, because I was so scared Peach was going to take this thing completely over, and it is like the quietest singer in the room, which brings it into a perfect balance.
That's funny, because there wasn't any actually like grassy things listed there. It must be the cedar?
Well, and again, not listed, but we know the artisans usually use some scent notes that they don't mention on the sales page, just to bring out some secrets in the things that they do. And I think without sitting on that bed of herbs and grasses, this wouldn't have half the charm that it does, or be as unique as it is. All right, I think breakfast is ready. Can you see that? Look at that. And I know we never talk about lather here on the Barbershop Duet, y'all, but look at that on a badger brush. And y'all, this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Student of the Week with on 3, 1, 2. Wow.
Oh, it got a little more.
This is the balance.
Yeah, but the fruity parts are holding stronger through the whiff here.
Yeah.
It's not that they got louder or quieter. They just are staying throughout the whiff more, I think.
And the herbs and grasses are coalescing for me into a singular sort of woody accord that I'm loving. And I love how the balance is done here.
I'd agree, though, that I'm getting more of an outdoor kind of a scent. Like, to me, I feel like I walked outside and I'm getting a whiff of this.
Absolutely. Y'all, this is an orchard scent, to be sure. And a perfect scent for late summer, early fall. That is a really tricky time to nail down. Our godson came over last night and was like, okay, what do you got that is specifically late summer, early fall? And we were a little bit awa, because some of it's summer, some of it's fall, but it's really tricky to kind of capture both seasons, and the summer in its twilight and the fall in its youth. And somehow both are here.
I'm even getting more of like a springtime too, like where it's still a little cooler outside, but those colorful things are coming in. I feel like that's kind of playing with this too.
I have been learning a few new subtleties from Lathered Yeti. He makes the most unbelievable lathers, y'all. And look at that. Look what's happening here. Look what continues to happen the more time you give this one. Stearic acid in the first few.
It is the first. I read this earlier. It is the first.
Yep.
Then we go into tallow, glycerin, coconut milk, all the things.
Makes perfect sense to me.
But
Look
that's falling out of the bowl for a reason.
Beautiful. And y'all, we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, but we love watching our Monday morning mailbag with Mark Zarati and those midweek shaves where he does do shaving. So y'all, if you know lathers, look at this. Look at this, y'all. You want to try a little?
I do.
I love how they have made a peach as masculine as a peach can get. I think if you kept going a little bit more masculine, it would no longer be a peach-centered scent.
But it's somehow gentle. Where normally if we say masculine, to me that's a little bit more of the kind
rugged.
of strong.
Yeah, no,
but
it's
it
not
doesn't.
that. No, Mr. Rogers, LeVar Burton kind of thing.
I almost would still say it's taking me to a place or a state of mind more than it is masculine or feminine. But I get why you're saying it is way more on the masculine side. Some of the other peachy ones are a little more fruity or froofy or kind of in-your-face candied, almost kind of like a scratch and sniff sticker thing. This is the total other side.
You know who this smells like to me? Remember when George Carlin was on Shiny Time Station? That. Masculine, smart, but also not so grown up that he's a curmudgeon. Yeah, we got a comment the other day. It's telling us to grow up. Can we also get off your lawn? All right, y'all, and before this overflows the bowl and we got to get towels, we got to take this a little bit deeper. This campaign, Shave Against Suicide, was started 4 years ago on the r/wet shaving subreddit by Onion Miasma to benefit the JED Foundation, which is a nonprofit that protects emotional health and prevents suicide in our nation's teens and young adults. Those of you who are members of that subreddit will have had the opportunity to have a free sample of this soap sent out to you, and anyone who purchases it can also participate on September 12th on that Reddit group. If you post a shave of the day of this soap, Mr. and Mrs. Miasma will make a personal donation of $5 for each one, up to $800 to benefit the JED Foundation.
Thank you, Kyle, for even letting us know that this fundraiser existed. We aren't on Reddit that much, so it's very cool to see what this is the 4th year already.
And how cool of y'all to send out the free sample so anybody on that group can participate. That's awesome.
Now, as of today, you can order it at Summer Break Soaps.
And y'all, you will find links to this campaign on Reddit and Summer Break Soaps in the description of this video. You know, as I get to know this, are you getting the world's driest flower, the azalea, in here just a little bit, adding not to the sweetness, but to the spice of what's happening in there?
That's probably a good way to explain this because it doesn't go dark. Like, I feel like as soon as you say spice, they're thinking something darker, deeper. It's not in that
spices
lane.
Kind of thing. Summer spices. Well,
yeah.
This has got some rough edges to it. I love it.
But I think that's what I meant by like more outdoorsy. Like, I feel like I am at a cabin somewhere. I'm outside, somewhere tranquil. Like, I'm not stuck in the chaos of life. Like, I've stepped outside and just enjoyed a whiff of what's around me.
I've kind of noticed a new wave of soaps that are on the less sweet side, but are on the more intriguing, interesting, going deep instead of sweet side. Even the Nomad Theory scents don't go crazy sweet. They go wide. They go dapper. They go spicy.
I feel like if we had to put this on the crowd-pleasing scale, it would be like off the charts. Like even the peach isn't too vocal, where sometimes people are like, oh, I don't like peach. That's not going to be a problem with this scent because the way that it's held up by everything around it, I feel like it's going to help anyone enjoy a whiff of this.
Y'all, the cleverness scale of this too. How to take peach and let it sit on that bed of dry woods and spices. 8, 9. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be a mustache enthusiast who is in the mood for peach. You're going to do whatever you can. You're going to go over hill and dale. You're going to swim across an ocean. you're going to invade a castle. But just about the time you get to where she's supposed to be, they're going to say, I'm sorry, your princess is in another castle and you just got your own. So head over to summerbreaksoaps.com where you'll find this and a ton of other cool stuff. Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with Steady, and you know why I love this soap? It doesn't get too sweet. It doesn't get too whimsical. It keeps it real, which is the perfect analogy for the fundraiser that it is also a tie-in for. Y'all, what a beautiful, calming, relaxing, masculine scent. And the best thing about it, I think you can actually smell the intention inside of it. Thank you, Summer Break Soaps. Welcome to Messages.
So for our August giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Ariana and Evan.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first September episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Mr. Miasma on Reddit mentioned that this was the 12th anniversary of his sister's passing. And she was an inspiration for this soap. I want to thank you personally for doing this. My very first student I ever taught, 32 years ago, was a kid named John. Beautiful kid, smart, whole world was in front of him. He became a counselor. And 5 years ago, he made it so it wasn't so fun for me to look at the Golden Gate Bridge anymore, and I sang his funeral. Y'all, it is one of the diseases out there that can be easily caught, but it's not easy to recognize the moments that we need to step in, and it is why things like this are so important. Yes, it is important when you are feeling unsteady to say something, but it is equally important to know when the people in our lives are not as steady as they can be. And to realize that all we have to do is be there. Be a person next to them in this world. And very often, that's all it takes. So thank you. And thank this community for always being so focused on this issue. It's one that is close to my heart and all of ours. That is one of the best things you could be for somebody in this world, is they're steady when they need it. Thank you for being here. And Kyle, thank you for letting us buy this early and be a part of this campaign. We will be creating a Reddit account, I suppose, so that we can post our shave of the day on September 21st.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.